Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday Eve. Welcome to Eldercare's weekly health webinar. We are super excited that you guys have joined us today. This is Melanie Limke. I have with me the one and only, the one that you hardly ever hear from, Adrian.
Good morning, everyone. Hi again. We're super excited about today's topic. I love when we get to talk about Medicare supplements.
Love, love, love Medicare supplements, and super excited on the carrier that we have this morning. It is going to be Medico Wellabe.
Mm-hmm.
And would you like to introduce him, Adrian?
Yeah, we can. So I believe we have had Raymond Mott on here before, but we are excited to welcome him back to talk to us about Wellabe and their Medicare supplement products specifically. So thank you so much for taking the time to be here with us this morning. Thank you, Raymond, for being here. Just as everyone should know, if you have any questions, please put it in the Q&A box. We want this to be a conversation. So please let us know if this is, your first time ever selling a med sub, if you've been selling med subs but not Wellabe, let us know where you're at with med subs. We would love to know who we're talking to this morning. But without further ado, Raymond, I'm going to let you kick things off.
Well, thanks, Adrian. Appreciate it. I'm very, very happy to be on the call with you guys. Share some really good stuff with you guys from last year's results. Today's call about Medicare supplements is also one of those things that I get excited about because I've been in this industry a very, very long time, and I've always been a big advocate of med subs. Not to say that Medicare Advantage doesn't have its place. It's just that whenever I decide to get on Medicare one day, I think I'm probably going to end up with a med sub. So,
Right?
anyhow,
That's what I have my grandma on.
yeah, yeah. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get kicked off here. Obviously, as Adrian mentioned, that if you have questions, feel free to put them in the chat, and we'll have time at the end to cover any questions that you may have. If you're fairly new with us at Wellabe, maybe newly contracted, or maybe you don't know much about Wellabe, Wellabe's maybe a new name to the industry because we made the brand change in June of 23 is when we made the brand change. But we're still the same company. I mean, been around since 1929. A lot of people know us as Medico, but I like to refer to it. Someone shared this with me and it made sense. So I stole it from them and I'm going to use it. Wellabe and Medico relationship would be like Coca-Cola and Coke Zero. Coca-Cola is the brand, whereas Wellabe's the brand, but the relationship with Medico is like Coke. It's just one of the organizations that fall under the Wellabe umbrella. But we have an A excellent rating, for solid numbers year after year and the ability to pay claims and customer satisfaction, everything. So we're very proud of that, obviously. The name Wellabe comes from because a lot of people say, well, are you guys affiliated with WellCare or Wellabe Finance? And I said, no, we're just plain old Wellabe Medico. But the name comes from we'll always be here for you as well as your clients. We're known for our accessible, expedient underwriters. You do have the ability to call in to underwriting and speak to one of the team members if you ever have a pre-screening situation. But also, we have multiple products to satisfy all our clients' needs. We are a senior company, although we do have products that we can write as young as age is 18. Innovative tools. Some of you guys, if you've been writing Wellabe, you're very familiar with the tools that we have. Last year, we rolled out our accelerated underwritten application, and it's really taken off. I can't say enough about it. But the growing Medicare, a lot of people say, when's it going to stop? Well, the baby boomers, I'm a baby boomer. I'm on the back end of this thing. But as you can see here, the numbers have really, really grown and expected to continue to grow. When we look at the U.S. population, as far as the older population, supposed to double by year 2060. We have 56.6 million Medicare beneficiaries age 65 and older. 10,000 new Medicare beneficiaries age into Medicare every single day. So you'll never run out of people to talk to, obviously. And then, we're looking at just, 4 short years from now that we see that number rise to 70 million people by the year 2030. So big, big market there for us. here's our map, and this is, I apologize, they didn't update this, but the Arkansas one right here, we did pull that product in December of last year, December 31st to be exact. But everything else seems to be pretty up to date here. As you can see, the darker brown states, these are the states that we have the dental rider that's available that you could add to the Medicare supplement application. Obviously, the tan states are the one where you just have the Medicare supplement without the dental rider. When we talk about our plans, we have all your standard plans, and we know that you have choices out there. Although the plans might be the same, but the carriers are not. But for the most part, we offers plan A, G, high deductible G, N, high deductible F, and F in general. But to explain to you guys a little bit about the dental rider, because I do get questions about this. If you're, obviously when somebody loses their health coverage and they age into Medicare, if they're not on a Medicare Advantage plan, they usually will ask about dental. Well, we have this rider, we added it, and it's a real simple rider. It's an indemnity. And basically what it does is it will pay you $150 if you add it to the rider in the states that it's available, and it will allow you to get $150 worth of benefit for any type of services that you receive in the dentist office. In the second year, we'll virtually double it. We'll allow you $150 per visit for up to 2 times a year, and we'll pay the full benefit. So if you went in for had a teeth cleaning or whatever, and the bill was $80, you got a $150. It's going to pay the full benefit. And then by years 3 and years afterwards that, it'll be $150 per office visit for any services that you require for up to 3 times. Some of the other value that we add for our Medicare supplements is, it's guaranteed renewable for life. You can never be canceled or termed on that as long as you pay your premiums on time. There is no pre-existing condition clauses. Obviously, if the policy takes effect, it'll cover you from day one. The biggest reasons why we're finding that most people that choose to have a Medicare supplement is because they have freedom to choose. It will follow you in any state in the United States, and you can choose any doctor, any hospital. 30-day right to return. Pretty standard, but virtually if you offer one of Wellabe's Med Supps, and for whatever the reason the customer is not satisfied in the first 30 days, obviously they can get their full premium return. Obviously, with stability and flexibility, our plans, the stability and the ability to change plans as needed foster long-term customer and referrals. Because trust me, once a person uses a Med Supp, whether it's with us or someone else, they seem to be pretty happy on how it pays. They just don't have to worry about all the out-of-pocket expenses that maybe they're running into on a Medicare Advantage plan. We do have 3 rating classes. We have a preferred rates, which are non-tobacco users. We also have standard and in standard 2, which would bring into whether they, their height and weight might be in question, what could be a reason why as well. But savings, obviously where we pass on our savings is we do have household discounts, but more importantly, the way we bill, we encourage, automatic bank draft because it's the easiest way and the most highest persistency when it comes to a block of business if it's done via bank draft. Premium rate discounts, like I said, we do a household discount. So if someone gets our Medicare supplement and someone else lives with them that's at least 50 years of age or older, we will have a discount that we will allow them to have as well. How to sell Medicare supplements. Don't follow a script. I'm a real big believer in we should definitely listen twice as much as we talk. So a lot of times it's just as simple as building a relationship. I think it has a lot to do with your initial warm up with them, whether you're sitting at a kitchen table or even if you're doing it via a Zoom call or whatever, if you're enrolling people. It's still about the number one reason why they buy from you is they like you. Second reason is they trust what you're talking about, and obviously freedom of flexibility in what they're looking at. So learn their needs, and by asking simple questions, open-ended questions, is very, very important. They will tell you what they want, but you got to listen. Teach them the details, give them the whys. Like I tell everybody is, you know, whether which company you're offering, but you should be answering a lot of why questions. And that's why I like using why Wellabe. Why us? What makes us different? Number one, I love our accelerated underwritten application. For those of you who are not familiar with it, when you use our My Enroller platform and you to start to take an application, as you're typing their name, address, phone number, date of birth, and you put their Medicare ID number there, we are automatically underwriting that in the back scenes as you're doing it. So it starts immediately. And typically, what happens is we'll have an answer within about 2 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes. Now, with the big surge of business that we took on for AEP last year, we had a little bit lag time there simply because it was just an amazing amount of business that we took in. I was sharing with the ladies earlier prior to getting on the call that we took in more business during AEP under our underwritten med supplement in that 6, 7, 8 weeks of time than we took in the entire year of 2024. And what's really exciting, and we're really happy to see, is that over 60% of all the med sub business we took in was underwritten business. So it's huge, very huge, a lot more profitable. But you always, you select a plan that meets their needs, whether it be due to a budget or if there's due to a certain type of plan they wanting, least out of pocket, however you want to do it. These are the things that you should be considering when recommending a plan for your clients. Cross-selling, even though Medicare supplements do a lot, takes care of a lot of their health needs, there's still some products out there that you could offer in a cross-selling situation. First diagnosis cancer is a product we still have. We're eventually going to phase it out, and it's going to be replaced by our critical illness in certain states. Hospital indemnity, big seller. Another product that's doing extremely well. People love it because we have the largest open enrollment guaranteed window, which is 20 years from ages 60 to 79. Short-term care, another favorite of mine. I come from a background of doing a lot of long-term care and short-term care plans, and this is a product that I feel is probably the most needed product out there for our seniors, but yet it's the least sold product. So we just got to get those two to come together and just educate people more while it's important. And then we have a dental plan. We do have our rider on our cancer plan, but on our MedSup, but we also have a standalone dental too. And then the critical illness, which I like to refer to it as cancer, heart attack, and stroke. This is a product that we came out with last year. I think it was August 1st when we rolled it out, but it's been doing really well. I also like to talk to, we hear the term ancillary products. Well, I also am training myself to change how to say that and instead of saying ancillary is that necessity plans that we feel that is necessary to complete your hospital and health insurance products that you need to be best protected. So remember in the future to use the word necessary plans because I think you'll see dividends pay off with your clients. Here's an example of plan in plus a dental rider, hospital indemnity insurance. Clients want to adjust their budget. Clients would want to benefit from dental coverage, and clients want additional coverage in the case of hospitalization. So these are things that you can do, especially if you're writing high deductible Plan F, Plan G, whatever. If you've got some exposure there, on our My Enroller tool, you'll have a bubble pop up for adding a hospital indemnity. And if a person decides they want to do that, by just clicking that bubble, it will automatically transfer the data to the hospital indemnity plan. And so you won't have to fill out a new app. It'll just be added to it. So another really important feature too. Sales tools. Obviously we recommend you have to do our electronic app. So you would visit the agent portal through wellabe.com/sign in and then get into the My Enroller. Um, our My Enroller tool, I really, really like it. I've seen a lot of different e-application platforms out there, but I really like ours. I know I'm biased by saying that, but it does so much for you. Obviously, to be able to use our My Enroller, you can do it using a desktop computers, laptops, tablets. The most important thing is you do need a internet connection, though, in order for it to work properly. You can quote, you can actually email quotes from your My Enroller piece directly from My Enroller. Therefore, if you're not ready to do that, but yet they want something in writing, really nice presentation that can be emailed through My Enroller. But obviously, if you're ready to make that next step to go into the app, it's just a real simple application process and it's very fast, very easy to navigate because once you put the state and the zip code of the person you're wanting to quote or do the application on, it automatically pulls it down and has it all prepared for you. So you never have to worry about, did I get everything signed? Is there a certain thing I'm missing? It'll all be included. Um, it bypasses a lot of your data entry processes as well and automatically loads into our systems. Currently, we can accept an e-signature on your applications, which would be kind of like a DocuSign, or if it's in person, you can do sign like a touch screen as well. And you can do, like I said, the DocuSign. We even have a text messaging option as well, where we will text message your client that's you're doing the application on. In that text that they receive, they will open up the link, scroll down to the bottom, and there will be I think it's a 5 or 6 digit code that they would give to you over the phone. You put it in, and that acts as a signature as well. As again, I was telling you about the accelerated application. This is something that I'm serious, 2025, it was a game changer for us. This technology, hadn't seen anybody else do it yet, but I'm sure they'll be catching up soon. Where you select applicants, you can run through a pre-screening check, you can avoid answering health questions. Now, obviously, the way we're doing it, we're doing a back scenes check on them. If the health questions do not pop up on your application that you're filling out, that means it's already issued. However, if for some reason we see something in the background or that's flagged, those health questions will pop up and you'll have to answer them all. And we do that simply because we can't adverse select and we can't tell you what it is, but at least you can ask the questions just to see, what's being seen in their background. And then obviously something I think everybody likes is to get paid faster. The faster your business gets issued, the faster it's processed, you get paid. And last time I checked, we're all working for a paycheck. Also, some other things that I would encourage you to, if you don't know much about these things, I would definitely encourage you to check into this. We have some really, really cool customer resources. First and foremost, I like to talk about our mobile app. We have a mobile app that's specifically designed for consumers. In other words, they can download the Wellabe mobile app from Apple Play or Google. It's an absolute free app, and it gives them a lot of things where they can get ID cards straight from the app. They can view their plan coverages in details on the app. They can even find nearby providers. If they're looking for a specific type of provider, they can go through there and find there as well. They can get customer success or service through the app. They can even retrieve who their agent is, because sometimes, God forbid, but if they forget who you are, who wrote them their policy, they can see who their agent of record. Another one that's on here, that's not on here that I want to talk about is a claim. You can file a claim through the mobile app. And since they've implemented that, it's actually even sped up the claims process. It gives the consumer the option that they can take a picture of the bill. And usually, for example, like on the hospital indemnity, if they got the UB04 form or the HCFA 1500, they can take a picture of it through the mobile app, send it up, and that will start their claim process. I highly recommend not letting your clients file claims on the necessary plans because they're all indemnity plans and they're paid directly to the client. we would prefer that to happen because any overpayments that they get from some of these other plans, we want them to get it because if they file it through the hospital and the hospital assigns those benefits to themselves, any overpayment is going to be hard for that client to get their money back. So definitely make it a best practice that when you write a Wellabe product, a medical product, get them to download the app. It's free and get them familiar with it. They can also go to the Wellabe /customer resources, talks about the Wellabe mobile app, but also our Wellabe rewards. Speaking of Wellabe rewards, this is something we started last year. It's a system that we put in place to our loyal members, our loyal policyholders, that they can get points. They earn points through certain milestones. Every year they have a policy with us. If they add additional policies, it creates a different momentum for them. And they can redeem points for services such as Instacart groceries, which initially when we started, that was a big thing. People were having, if they were using grocery delivery services like Instacart, where they're ordering online and it's being delivered to their door, we can give points that they can convert that into cash for that. Also, Audible and Duolingo to help them with their mental capacities and much, much more. Things, diets. We also have something called it's called what it's called, Fit and Science. People ask me, Raymond, do you have a gym membership? Because it's not Silver Sneakers, but there is one. It's called Fit. I think it's called Fit Access, if I'm not mistaken, on there. But they can learn a lot about that as well through the Wellabe Rewards and WellabeRewards.com/info. Well, here's our updated sales team. As you can see, the bottom right is our new member to our team. Her name is Dana Ewing. She lives in the Austin, Texas area. And I hate to say this, but 4 out of our 5 people on that slide live in Texas. So Mariana, she lives in Southeast Texas. Jeremy moved from Omaha to Lockhart, Texas, which is just outside of Austin. He wanted to be in warmer temperatures, and he's gotten that. Courtney is our only person that's not in Texas. She's out of the Council Bluffs, Iowa area. She also refers to it as Omaha. And then myself there on the bottom left, and Dana. I've been knowing Dana, gosh, probably 20 years. She and I worked together, 2 other organizations, very knowledgeable. She comes from a lot of Medicare Advantage background as well, too. But awesome person, willing to help anybody. But I wanted to show you guys this because you have our emails there as well as our cell numbers. So you can reach us in the event if you ever need some additional assistance and maybe even having trouble getting into the home office or whatever, you can always reach out to us. We still got this going on, the agent experience. It's our Wellabe agent experience. It's a trip to, I know it might not sound flashy to a lot of you guys, but the Hilton Palacio del Rio in San Antonio. It takes $500,000 in total health production with a minimum of 50% underwritten mix of Medicare supplement business, which we find that's really really good because if you're writing Wellabe, you're writing a lot of underwritten business as well. And some people say, wow, that's a big number. Well, it's not because we're doing a lot of double and triple points, especially on our critical illness plan too. So just something to note for that. And that's pretty much what I've got. That main number right there, guys, is our agent sales support number. We've added a feature to this because we had some unusual wait times during AEP, and they've added a callback number. Whereas once you're on hold for 2 minutes, if there'll be a recording that kicks on and saying, hey, if you'd like us to contact you back, leave your name and number, and we will call you back. That happens at when you're on hold 2 minutes, 5 minutes, and 10 minutes. After that, you're just going to be on hold a long time if you choose to stay there. But since they've implemented this, the average callback time has been about 15 to 20 minutes. So I'm very, very glad that they did that because we needed it. It was all hands on deck where we were taking a lot of these calls and helping our customer service, or more importantly, our agents, and things that they needed, checking on status and stuff like that. So it's calmed back down. Things are getting back to normal now once we got through processing all that business. And then obviously the Wellabe.com /sign in. So guys, that's all I've got for you. So I'm wide open for questions. If you guys want to feed them to me, I would love to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you mind going back to the state availability slide real
Sure.
quick? I think we had Paulina asking about the household discount, and I think you had that
Yes, yes, we
on the
do.
map.
Yeah, the household discounts are there. It's a percentage sign. You know, obviously, they're not all the exact in every state, but typically you're looking at 10 to 12% on average. I think like the state of Washington is 7%. Um, but yeah, that's pretty standard. Florida, 2.5%. So um,
Okay, yeah, Paulina, I can't remember what state you're in to see. If you want to comment what state you're in, we can send you all the materials for that state as well. And you have agents on here that absolutely love the application process with Wellabe. Stephen is definitely bragging on
The efficiency of underwritten applications. I think we've had a lot of agents, just as being a marketer. You guys have really outdone yourself with that and making a very seamless process for them when they're going through underwriting.
we've got some things. I didn't want to let the cat out of the bag because it's not been officially announced. I think thinking probably by April 1st, if I'm not mistaken, we're working on for any of your Medicare supplement underwritten apps, if they go through and they're issued, we're going to be offering a critical illness or cancer $10,000 benefit that will be a guaranteed issue to any of your
Wow.
MedSups. Like I said, they haven't rolled it out, they haven't announced the date, but that's what we're looking at. So I can mention that. But we're
wow.
targeting, I think it's by the end of March, we should have it. So stay tuned on that. Look for your emails and
Yeah, we'll be watching.
Yeah, for sure. Can't wait.
yeah. So it's something that we're doing as a huge promotion. Got some really exciting incentives coming down too. So don't want to mention them yet because we don't have the full approval on it, but got some exciting stuff coming on there. So
That's
um,
awesome. So
yeah.
Polina said she was in Illinois. So Polina, looks like you have the 10% household discount. And you said it was for someone living with you 50 years or older.
Yeah,
Is
as
all
long
it
as they're 50 years or older that living with you, they don't have to have a product with us. It's just that they have to share the same address. We don't care what the relationship is, whether it's a spouse, whether it's a sibling, friend, whatever. Um, we'll honor that household discount.
Awesome.
Okay.
All right. I don't see any more questions coming through. If you do have questions, please reach out to us here at Eldercare. We are excited to help you. And you can also reach out to Wellabe directly. Having these relationships with the carriers as well is really important for all of you out in the field. And I will say in closing, we had an agent here last week, 2 weeks ago, who wrote an app here, and she had filled something out wrong, and she was able to call Wellabe and have that fixed, and they fixed it, and it was issued that right then and there. So I will say, even if there are mistakes made with Wellabe, like on your app, it's quick and easy to get it fixed.
Yeah, and I wanted to piggyback on what you're saying there, Adrian. Some people were saying, "Oh, I messed up on this Social Security number, whatever. Can I just do that?" Well, because the way we underwrite with the basic information, that's why it's vital that you spell their name correctly. You put their right Medicare ID number because we're using these things to identify who they are. So if you give us a wrong birth date and we're using that as a cross-referencing tool, we're not going to be able to underwrite them. So we actually had some agents that had to rewrite the app. I know it doesn't sound like the most convenient thing to do, but because it's going through underwriting, we use that vital information as being able to underwrite it with speed and accuracy. So if you misspell a person's name, or you put the wrong Social Security number down, these are vital to us. So that's why we ask for just rewrite it. Don't give us that because we need that. It's very important to get all of that at the same time. And if we can't, we would rather you just rewrite it so we get it all right the next time. So just some FYI on that. If it's underwritten. Now, if it's a guaranteed issue or if it's an SEP type situation, that might not be because we're not using that vital information to underwrite it because it's not going to be underwritten anyway. But for your underwritten apps, pay extra attention to making sure you do it right the first time so we can underwrite it properly. Because we don't want to underwrite them with somebody else's number and get them a bad health situation. So it works both ways.
Right.
So
Yeah. No.
but yeah, so thank you guys. We really, really appreciate your business. If there's anything else we can do to earn more of your business, we're here for you. I brought this slide back up because I wanted to make sure you got my name and number, and feel free to reach out to me if we ever need to do some smaller Zoom type situations. I'm happy to do that as well.
Yeah.
So just reach out to me if I can help.
All right. We definitely appreciate that. Thank you so much, Raymond. Thank you, agents, for taking the time to be here this morning. If you're not already contracted with Wellabe, please reach out to us and we want to help you get contracted.
Yes, usually, as always, we'll be reaching out to you guys afterwards just to make sure you don't have any questions, and we'll get you appointed if you don't have it. So,
yeah. Well, thanks guys. Enjoy the rest of your day on this Friday Eve.
Yes. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.